Hello.
Hello everyone. It's me again. Friendly neighborhood pedophile.
Motherfucker.
It's not safe out here.
No. What? So, the audio for this video got corrupted. Not really corrupted, it was just an arse and I couldn't get it. So,
Yep.
Noah heard my plea for help. So now we're just gonna talk over the video.
Yep.
And not even talk about the video.
No, we're just gonna talk about fucking shits and gigs, really dumb stuff. So, I mean, why not?
We have no reason to live.
No one really does in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
Jumping
exactly.
right to the philosophy. Okay, I see how this is going.
Great. It's gonna be the worst episode ever. And that's why
it's
the best one.
Exactly. It's perfect. There is no better format for making videos other than shit, pointless podcasts behind some game footage.
If you guys wanted real commentary, this is not it. This is gonna be a podcast.
This will never be it.
And then me
Some
playing
Kingdom
the
Hearts
flute
footage.
behind it.
So you're just playing a different Kingdom Hearts game while Kingdom Hearts is playing as we talk about separate shit.
I wish.
Ah, fuck.
The computer would break if I did that.
Probably. Meanwhile, I'm here on a basketball court spinning a stick around.
It's gonna beat the kids.
Yeah. Essentially, some kids have been smashing some windows. So if they show up, I'm gonna smash their faces. I don't fucking know. I'm good at fighting with weapons.
What are we gonna talk about?
I don't fucking know. We're gonna talk about.
Make a
Do you want to? Gale project. No, that'd be too long to explain.
We have like an hour.
Oh, well, maybe it's just long enough to get like halfway. Shit, alrighty.
We're talking about miscellaneous shit. So I want to confirm something with you.
Yeah, what is it?
It's not going to make sense to anyone until we explain it. But
Yeah.
how fast does Gina travel? Is it instant?
Oh, okay. I was thinking about this. There's a couple ways that we can go about it, because with her markings that she puts everywhere, I was thinking depending on whether or not, because it's a travel between space,
Yes.
or is it a travel through space? Because between space it would be instantaneous and teleporting. Through space would be a travel point, meaning there would need to be an exit.
The rune would be the exit though.
Yes, so I was thinking travel between space. So that would be more teleporting and instantaneous.
Because what I was thinking, because you talked about the guy who could pull shit towards him.
Yeah.
Like, what if... I don't know, what if... I'm gonna use our solar system as an example for me talking about this.
Okay.
What if it was like, I'm gonna crash Jupiter into the Earth?
Oh, fuck.
Well, if it's the speed of light,
I mean, you could crash the moon,
that's
pulling
gonna
the
take
door up.
like a month at least.
Yeah.
I think I did the math, it was like, to crash Pluto into the sun at the speed of light, it would take a little over 200 days.
Yeah, I mean, it's traveling. Yeah. So the guy that, if we're going by the thing of like it needs to move from one space to another instead of teleporting.
Yeah.
So if we're going by teleporting,
That was really it.
yeah. Because if it's by the speed of light, it'll essentially be in two places at once. Oh, it'll be between a street, like a constant. So like if you have a pole, it would be the pole instead of just the ends. Whereas traveling through space itself would be just the
it could
ends.
just be teleportation.
I was thinking that teleportation would make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that can play into some sweet something. I don't know.
Also, that time limit definitely has to be 10 minutes instead of 10
Yeah,
minutes.
10 hours is a bit much. I think I was thinking of 10 minutes, but then said 10 hours on the bus and just kind of went with it.
Because, as you know, I'm a physics boy. And in physics, we're very particular about the units we use. So we don't write like minutes or hours. We measure in seconds.
Oh fuck.
And honestly, it makes
shit easier.
Way easier if instead of going 10 minutes over 2 to the power of n minus 1, I can just go. It's 10 minutes and just go 600 over 2 to the power of n minus 1.
And that makes things more accurate as well, if you want to go for real
I can measure in
specifics.
seconds and be like, this is how many seconds.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes? I do my math. 2 to the power of 4.
Is that a minute each room?
It's like 30 seconds. 37 seconds.
Oh, okay, cool.
She had 5 rooms down.
Yeah.
And also maybe she had to do the pickpocket thing with 2 rooms. I think she has... So I'm gonna have to do this math again.
5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than having 50 minutes.
Yeah. And then that time can extend as they get used to using the magic.
It also means there's like a hustle on things. Instead of just being like, I'm gonna take 1 billion years.
Yeah.
How's it going, Ryan?
Oh, did he join?
Ryan?
Or is he just listening?
Are you just listening, Ryan?
I think so.
Are you big gay, Ryan? And he's gone.
Yeah. Volumes of motion. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Keep hearing noises and I can't tell if it's people sneaking around or if it's birds, and I'm gonna hit it either way.
So I feel like we should probably explain the characters so anything you just said makes sense.
Yeah. Should we explain the magic system after saying like, yeah, it's a thing we're working on?
No, first we're gonna explain the characters.
Gotcha. Okay.
Everyone knows who we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so we got protagonist Arch, I think the protagonist in question. Arch or Archive.
And I think it's
is
pretty
format.
solid that he's the protagonist of this.
Sure. Okay. Essentially, he's. Should I explain the magic or the character?
The character first.
Alrighty. So he's essentially a runaway prince at this point. Still figuring out story. He's been on the road for about, I'd say, 8, 9 years. He's met up with Gina and they've been traveling together, which is a character we mentioned earlier, but we'll get to that later. And Arch is, yeah, he's essentially like, his magic works in the sense of, if I remember, it was magic that could only heal.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've written down the specifics of it. Let me...
But it ain't at the basketball court.
No, I've got my phone on me, so I'm...
Oh.
Yeah, I'm using phone. Where the fuck is it?
It's a good question.
There it is.
We'll break this for a second and just talk about how annoying this episode was to record, and pretty sure I spent this whole episode 19, fighting one boss.
Oh, okay. So it's probably better that we just talk about random instead of...
Yeah, it was awful.
So this is kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight the boss one more time after this as well. It's gonna be
Oh no. But yeah, Healing Flame. And it's a white and god flame that can envelop the user or target for the sole purpose of healing and regenerative abilities. Yeah.
What exactly can he heal? Like, wounds? Can he put back together arms?
Still figuring out the limitations of his power, just for plot purposes. Because it's not plot armor, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like stray away from it being like, oh, this is a special thing that can negate negative magic, which is a thing. And it might make it a purpose, because his power is technically awakening as he died to a curse which made him a negative wielder, like his friend. But yeah, so it kind of negated the effect because it's a healing magic, and that's when it awakened. So he's technically undead.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main protagonist is undead. Good shit. Okay.
Interesting enough.
Yeah. And yeah, that's him. I suppose that I've figured out so far.
That was Arch.
Yeah.
Archive. Insert last name here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually.
Any of their last names, it's fine.
No, we just have first names. I'll figure it out later. Your character, Nick, the one you made.
After Arch we have Ignis, who is a smart cookie and can harness the power of electricity from his blood. Which sounds dumb, and it is.
Because I'll explain blood magic. But yes, go on.
He's a bit of a smartass. He's also actually smart. Which both lend to each other very well.
He's a smart ass.
And he tends to know a little more than he puts off.
Yeah. He knows more than what's led on to be known.
That's the words.
Yep. Backstory or anything? Any slight shit?
I honestly forgot his backstory was a thing, but yes.
I think it was like in a village.
I remember what it was now.
Shit, yeah.
When he was very young, like 6 or 7, he first awakened to his lightning power. He ended up killing everyone.
Yep.
And that's pretty hot. But
yeah, that's hot.
And then it's like, I need to learn how to control my power. Then he did, and then for a while of his life, he taught other people.
Did he learn to control it, or did he find the coat, or are we just ditching the coat?
A bit of both.
Okay.
He got the coat and then learned to control his power, like control his suppressed power.
Yeah, I feel like it would make more sense if it was like a wristband or something, or like a bangle that was like locked onto his arm.
Nah, the coat works.
Okay, sure.
And then he spent a couple years in his early teens teaching other people how to control their power. And might I add that Ignis... Did we say his name?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Ignis is like 15.
Yeah. Arch is like 20 something.
Like early 20s?
Mid 20s.
20s? Like 24, 25?
Yeah, like 25, 26.
28.
Somewhere in the 20s, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it for Ignis.
Yeah. And then Gina, the golden child, the 10-year-old, who's then 13-year-old, then 16-year-old, because time travel and stable time loops. And we'll get to that in a minute, because it sounded like it was teleportation, but it was technically traveling. It's okay. She can travel through.
The overview of.
Sure. Okay. Essentially, Gina, we're unsure completely of the backstory at the minute, but it's been like.
Yeah.
She has been traveling with Arch for the past she's 10 at the start. Let's say 4 years. Maybe she left when she was 6 or was abandoned when she was 6 or some shit. And her powers awakened when Arch found her when she was 6, I'd say. Because then that gives enough time for Big Bad to weaken it slowly before escaping at the time of the festival, when the teleportation happens in the future but doesn't happen at the present at that point.
It does happen at the present.
But does happen, yeah, okay.
It happens at the present.
Happens at all times.
Also happens in the future to go back to the present.
Yeah. It's a constant loop that was created from nothing by being there. And that's essentially stable time loops in a nutshell. It's a byproduct of the teleportation through time. That's a better way of putting it. And yeah, she's been traveling with him for a while. I think her thing was that she's super clingy to Arch and then needs to learn and grow, which is when she's teleported, essentially there's an incident, she teleports away, and then it's revealed that a older version of Gina has been keeping them safe in the shadows the whole time, And then once, so it's like, she's 10, 3 years pass, she travels back, and then she's like, lives another 3 years watching her past 3 years before being like, hey, I'm here, I'm 13. And then the next 3 years are the rest of the story. So it's that stable time loop of each time she goes there, she travels back to see her younger self. And that time traveling moment is also the key point in which the journey began. So once Big Bad releases, that's the point she travels back to and watches. So, yeah.
So essentially, if you don't get it, Gino travels on the journey, and then right at the end of the journey, Gino travels back to the beginning, and that sets Big Bad free.
Yeah.
Which
happens
makes
just after the beginning.
Plot events unfold.
Yep.
And
then after that,
younger Gina go to the events at the end, which makes it time travel back to set.
Yeah. So by the end of the series, she ends up being 16 because she's like 10 and then travels back at 13. And then the 13-year-old lives through the first 3 years again to then progress the next 3 years. So, yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, the pacing of the book. Because it travels over, it goes over 6 years, so we'll talk about it later after the characters.
And what goes over 3 years, and then there is a sort of small bit of it at the end, or near the end, where 3 years go by.
Yeah.
With Gina's 3 years.
Yeah, time travel. We've got it planned out, we've got it how, but it just sounds a little confusing to describe. Who else is there? The next 2 characters are Theria and Lunaria.
Yeah.
And they are essentially vampires based off another part of the magic system, which is essentially vampiric clans are what give vampires their special abilities instead of magic. However, some vampires are awakened to magic. For example, one clan may have the ability to, say, control fire. I don't know, so each vampire in that thing can do that. One may be, like, transformative, so they can transform into giant, like, demon bat vampires, and then so on and so forth. So, we'll go with the Theria, who we haven't figured out we did figure out the powers of a clan. It was that she can, once she takes the blood or kills somebody from either another clan or somebody who has magic or a normal person, she gains that strength. Because the way vampirism works is that once you kill something, you gain its strength. But killing vampires gives you super strength, but it's addicting like a drug. Theria's clan, they can take the powers of others temporarily until they use them, or sometimes it just lasts longer. And if it's a vampiric clan, they essentially keep that power for good. Oh, maybe not. Well, it's still working. But, yeah. I'm trying to spot this it. So...
Vampiric clan, it could just stay for longer.
Yeah. And, yeah. Because their clan, essentially, once they steal the powers and they keep it, she's the only one left in her clan because the cannibalistic clan who is hunting them down is trying to take their power. But the only way you can permanently get a power from a clan is to kill the entire thing. That's what it is. Like you have to destroy their entire... clan, and then that power gets sealed.
You're right. Can't hear you now. Whoops, I gotta fix the internet. I love the internet. No, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Hey, I'm back. I'm gonna have to go on a bit because apparently you heard me talking to Mom about how they're going over to school and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, she's looking for me when it was confirmed multiple times. So, yeah. Yeah.
Now that's sound logical.
Yeah. But yeah, vampirism works in that way. And this cannibal clan killed her entire clan, and they're after her. She's on the run, meets up with people, and then whatnot happens.
Meets up with the crew.
The gang. And her characters tie in with a spellcasting clan. Are they a vampire clan or just a tribe? I feel like a tribe would work better because then we're not overlapping on the vampire thing.
Yeah.
Sure. The spellcasters that channel magic to cast written scriptures rather than just having unique abilities. So yeah, that's the thing. And Now the caster is Lunaria, who we haven't figured out fully the personality of the last two characters, but that's about it. And once I'm back home, I'll talk about magic system. Maybe a few minutes. Yeah, I'll be back in a tick.
Got it. So while he's gone, I'm gonna talk about Gina's thing to clarify. So essentially, Gina has a special little ability that lets her place runes on things that she touches whenever she wants. And then when she activates those runes, she will travel, I guess, between space towards it, or to it. So if she got a marble, put the rune on the marble, threw the marble away, she could then teleport to the marble. She could also, like, teleport her body parts to, like, move her body. Just interesting. Time travel comes into this in the way of, after the rune is used to travel through space, it becomes a time rune, and then you can use it to travel through time. But only older Gina knows this.
Because the rune was sustained, that's, like, for some reason it was sustained because of the amount of energy that she put into it and the amount of magic she put into it. So that let her travel through time, which she did accidentally, which caused Big Bad to leave, causing the start of the whole thing. So,
actually, you know what could, you know what we could do with the time limit?
Yeah.
Where if you don't use it by the end of the time limit, it becomes time.
Oh, but it's just a different way to activate it, which she accidentally did by putting too much magic into it, which overlapped it, causing space and time.
Older Gina can come back to that point. And say, like, Gina put an extra rune down or something.
Yeah. So we could either do that or we can just do, like, once enough magic energy is put into a rune, we can use it for either. If she accidentally used time. You can figure out this.
Time limit thing makes sense more.
Time limit, yes. Time limit thing fits with the theme of time.
To be like,
So,
if she uses it, it's destroyed. And if she doesn't, it becomes a time thing, which she then learns later how to actually use.
yeah. Oh, so it just kind of stays and sustains before. Gotcha.
What are you doing, Mara?
Oh, people, gotta shut the door. Goodbye. There we go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, motherfucker. Yeah, so that's characters. Let me pull up the magic system and I'll just read it out.
Okay.
Yes, at its finest. Except fucking damn it, picked it. Oh, there we go. I have Google Drive as an app while I'm opening Chrome. I'm smart. Let's see here. So there's Tom and Noah, story, abilities, and the magic system. I'm pretty sure I wrote it all down as a note on my phone, but you know what? This works. Would have gone through the hassle. Oh, that's right. Archer's power used to be a flame of force, which was essentially, instead of burning shit, it would crush stuff. But I changed that to fit with the plot a little more, but still be its own thing. Which I think is better, just healing. Adds more depth to the character and the way they fight. They can also heal others. Magic system. What exactly is magic? The word magic, M-A-G-I-C-K, is used to refer to the effects cast by those who tap into magic energy, which is the substance that the world naturally emits. Give me a second. I'll be back in a few minutes.
How bare bones this document is. God.
Now, come on.
Great. God, I forgot how much of a prick this all sounds.
I have returned.
I forgot how much,
We make a good team.
Sure do.
like, fantasy writers sound like they're talking out of
I
their
got you these
ass.
tickets.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Lifetime passes to Disney Town.
It's great.
You said you.
Give me a moment. Yep. Types of magic. We have blood magic, environmental, transformative, and emitter, essentially. Those are just like subtypes so that we can better understand what it is and how to work around it.
Listen to
Just
me,
for
Dad.
creative purposes.
We need to
How
get
is it
you home.
used? Each individual discovers how to control their magic on their own through practice and experimentation. However, there are a few definite rules that apply to using all magic. These 3 rules are 1. It relies on control of magic energy, the substance naturally emitted by the world. 2. All magic is in some way taxing on the one using said magic as it taps and merges with their life force. This is further explored in blood magic, how their magic is their blood, but they produce more of it and they're a lot stronger. 3. Some forms of magic use components as a catalyst for the manipulation of magic energy, such as the casters who use scriptures and essentially just enchanted items to help amplify said magic. How common is it? One must be born with the ability to control natural magical energy created by the planet and can only control the type associated with their abilities. Roughly 50% of the world's population can use magic. Only a few have been awakened, because the awakening for magic is essentially extreme pressure, stress, or near-death experiences.
Yum.
How is magic learned? Initially, magic can be discovered through an individual's awakening or realization. From there, it all depends on if said individual practices or chooses to pursue their affinity. What can
skill?
The master has no reason to distrust you.
What can magic do? There are many things which magic can do. Generally, the greater the magic, the deadlier the drawbacks, flaws. Drawbacks/flaws are for that magic.
So now you know the truth.
What does magic look like? It all depends on the type of magic being used and the properties of said magic, because magic is, again, the byproduct of it being cast. Like magic, sure, Ignis has it, but the byproduct is that his blood is lightning. Or the byproduct for Arch is that he can create flames, however he is using magic.
Let it go to your head.
Magic, however, in itself generally comes off as like, you know when you look at heat and it's kind of waving? That's
Yes.
like what it would look like if it was powerful enough to be seen.